Giving all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Kahakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, the elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the hopeful elect. Okay. Not sure what I'm going to title this lesson, but it's going to be somewhere along the lines of this headline right here that you see on the screen. It says, Mayor suggests a purge of homeless people by giving them all the fentanyl they want. Okay. And this mayor, all right, I found out that this is the mayor of a city called Lancaster. And Lancaster is probably about an hour and a half from where I live. Right, not far from Los Angeles County. Okay. So this mayor, which he's an Edomite, by the way. All right. He's come up with this great idea to purge the homeless by giving them fentanyl so they could overdose and die. Okay. This is his great idea to get the homeless off the street. Now, whether you know or you don't know, okay, the majority of the homeless, all right, that's out here on the streets, okay, the majority of them are Israelites, okay, Israelites that have fell on bad times, all right, and I'm not making no excuse for the people that live on the street. All right, because a lot of them are wicked, and a lot of them are individuals that have burned every bridge that they've come across. OK. But you see, the devil is doing what the devil does best. He takes advantage of the afflicted, the poor. OK. And he adds insult to injury. OK. The devil is going to kick you while you're down. OK, so the majority of the people on the street are Israelites. All right, because they're suffering the curses. That's a part of the curses. All right, that our people will be stricken with madness and that they will lose their habitation. All right, they'll be afflicted with a whole bunch of diseases. And, you know, pretty much, you know, whenever I see the homeless on the street, the homeless are a constant reminder to me that we're going through the curses. You know, these are the curses, because in the kingdom of heaven, all right, there will be no homeless Israelite. OK, there will be no crack addicts in the kingdom of heaven. All right. But right now, our people are in a low down, degenerate state. All right. And the homeless are a constant reminder of how low our nation has fell. OK, but instead of, you know, trying to help the homeless or create better opportunities for them, OK, the devil is saying, let's just go ahead and kill them all and give them fentanyl, you know, that way they could overdose and die. Because a lot of these people have been dying due to overdosing on fentanyl. You got teenage kids that have overdosed and died because they accidentally, you know, took some fentanyl. OK, so this fentanyl is a powerful drug, man. All right. It's so powerful that I heard that, you know, somebody could put it on a goddamn doorknob. The wrong person touches it and they'll die just by touching it, man. OK, you'll be dead. All right. Now, I'm going to read a little bit of this article. OK, and these devils are going to try to rationalize why, you know, we need to give these homeless people fentanyl to put them to death, you know. But when you look at things in the spirit, you can see where Esau's mentality, you can see where his mentality is, you know, the direction that he's going towards. All right. You know, things are ramping up and mainstream media. Okay. And because of Donald Trump, a lot of these Edomites are getting brave again. And a lot of these Edomites are, they're developing that KKK hang a nigger by the tree mentality again. Okay. So, you're going to see more and more situations like this, more shaky situations like this where, so-called political leaders. All right. You're going to see them try to pass certain bills and certain laws that are going to directly affect you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans. OK, because Esau, he can feel it in the spirit that his kingdom is falling apart. So what he's getting ready to do is he's getting ready to point the finger and blame the Israelites. And, that's going to come with a lot of savagery, and that's going to come with a lot of violence from him, because Esau, even though he's been laying dormant, he's been acting as though, he likes you Israelites. OK, he's been the good old American white man in the neighborhood. OK, that's all been an act up until this point. All right. Really, the devil has always had intentions and plans in the back of his mind to exterminate you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans. I mean, look what he did during chattel slavery. OK, look what he did as soon as he came onto the shores of the Americas. All right. He damn near wiped out. All right. The Native Americans, man. So war is in this man's heart always, man. This is why Yahushua has to come back and take this demon out of power. OK, so let me read this headline. It says, mayor suggests a purge of homeless people by giving them all the fentanyl they want. Now, before I start reading into this article, let's go ahead and get that word purge. OK, because what does it mean to purge people? What does he mean by he wants to purge out the homeless? All right. Purge. It says rid someone or something of an unwanted quality, condition, or feeling. Remove a group of people considered undesirable from an organization or place in an abrupt or violent way. OK. And that's the devil's mentality. All right. To get rid of you Israelites during this time. It's either he trying to get rid of you or he's going to make you a perpetual slave with the mark of the BEAST technology. All right. That they want to put inside of you. All right. So that way they can control your motor functions. They'll be able to control you as like a toy vessel, as like a puppet vessel. All right. Those are the only ways that Esau will be satisfied with you Israelites at this point. Either he's going to try to exterminate all of you, but those of you who he finds useful, OK, he'll turn you into cyborg slaves. All right. In the New World Order. OK, so these Edomites are, they're pretty much initiating phase 1 of their devious plan. And let me just say this. A lot of these politicians, a lot of these mayors, congressmen, a lot of these motherfuckers are KKK members, man. All right. Just because they're not wearing the hoods anymore and snatching Negroes out of their houses like they used to. OK, a lot of these niggas are still active KKK members. The KKK is now an underground organization. All right. That has reached out to the political field. You know what I'm saying? They've disguised themselves under the titles of, I'm a doctor, I'm a surgeon, I'm a mayor, I'm a lawyer. But, behind the scenes, these motherfuckers is active KKK members. So, their initial plan, all right, being a KKK member is to, get rid of you Jakes, man. All right. or groom you for the New World Order. You see? So let's go ahead and get a little bit of this. It says a mayor of a California city has drawn criticism for suggesting a mass purge of people by allowing them all the fentanyl they want. All right. It says the Los Angeles Times reports that Rex Paris, mayor of Lancaster, California, said in a council meeting in February that he would solve the issue of an encampment of homeless people by giving them free fentanyl, all the fentanyl they want. All right. He's a devil. OK, that's exactly what the devil would do. All right. Because that's what he's done. All right. Since the inception of America, the devil's plan has always been to sabotage us as a nation. All right. So this whole fentanyl, give them free fentanyl. This is nothing new. In fact, crack cocaine in the 80s was created in the what was it? It was either the USC or the UCLA lab. All right. By some Edomites. And they pumped it on the streets directly in you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans neighborhoods, man. All right. Because there's a homeless epidemic. There's a crack addict epidemic of all the Israelites right now, man. All right. The Negroes are fucked up off of the drugs that Esau has administered to the public. The Latinos are fucked up because of the drugs. And then the Native Americans, to be honest, I've never been on a reservation. OK, I've never been on a reservation, but I've heard that the Native American reservations are slums. OK, it's slums. It's the projects. It's the ghettos, man. All right. They're completely fucked off in them reservations, man. And a lot of them are drug addicts. OK, but who's responsible for that? Esau, man. All right. Esau is the one that pumped the drugs, the FBI and shit. They pumped the drugs in the cities. Right. And then they put it in the movies to make it look like it's cool. You know what I mean? They put it in the movies and the music to make it look like it's cool. You know, you got the big time drug dealer in the movie. He's getting all the money, all the bitches. Right. Living a lavish life, but he's a drug dealer. In the music, you got niggas doing drugs, talking about, oh, I'm popping Molly. I can't feel my hands. I'm on lean. I'm on all sorts of drugs. Well, Future, the rapper Future, that's all he talks about, man. All he talks about is popping Percocets. He has so many songs that are talking about popping Percocets and doing drugs. He even named one of his mixtapes, his famous mixtape, Dirty Sprite 2. And a dirty Sprite is pretty much you get a Sprite, you know, you get some Sprite and you mix it with some goddamn codeine. You know, you mix it with a bunch of prescription medication drugs. OK, and they call that a dirty Sprite. So, you know, drugs have been sensationalized in you Israelite communities for the longest, man. And this is the devil's. This is his doing. OK, this is his doing. All right. So it's not nothing new that he wants to give, you know, you Jake's fentanyl to put you to sleep for good. OK. All right. Because these devils are moving forward with their New World Order scheme. OK. And like I said, you're going to start seeing more and more Edomites starting to come out to the surface and show their hatred. All right. As this thing gets wrapped up. OK, you Israelites, you're going to understand who your enemies are. OK, right now, our people, they don't want to admit that the so-called white man, the Caucasian race, they don't want to admit that they're still our enemies. They, you know, our people have adopted this goddamn it no matter what color, as long as they're doing right by me, all that bullshit. OK, our people have adopted that bullshit and have, you know, became assimilated with the devil. All right. And they forgot that this is the devil, man. Okay, this is the devil, and I don't see any uproar about this. Niggas is in the streets marching for LGBT rights and the rights for a woman to terminate her child. But here it is, the devil, the mayor of a city, is talking about how he's pretty much laying out a blueprint to exterminate a mass amount of people, and don't nobody got nothing to say, man. All right, don't nobody got nothing to say. All right. Let's see. See if I can get any more. Yeah. Let's read this right here. It says they are responsible, and this is the mayor talking. He's talking about the homeless people. All right. They are responsible for most of our robberies and most of our rapes and at least half of our murders. And you see the devil. OK, you see, he's slowly creating that narrative. All right. That's the whole undocumented immigrant situation. All right. What is the reason why Donald Trump is going so hard on these undocumented immigrants? Oh, they're murderers. They're rapists. They're this. They're that. OK, you see, they're slowly starting to paint the picture that you Jakes. All right, are the brunt of every problem in America. You're the only ones killing and murdering and committing all sorts of different crimes. Now, you do got our people that, yeah, they are, heavily involved in crime activity for sure. And a lot of our people, they need to be put down. All right. They need to be put 6 feet under for the crimes that they do. OK, but Esau is the biggest crime mogul on the planet Earth, man. Everything our people is doing in regards to crime activity, Esau is doing that shit times 10. OK, Jake is selling drugs on the street. Esau is selling drugs all around the world, putting them in fucking boats, right? Putting them in cargo boats, selling drugs around the world. He's not only pumping America with drugs, he's pumping other countries with drugs and destabilizing their communities. You see, Jake is committing murder. Well, Esau is committing murder all the time, man. Everything our people are doing is involved as far as criminal activity. Esau is doing it times 10, man. OK, but he's not going to hold himself accountable. He's just going to say, oh, well, it's you Negro, Latinos and Native Americans. All right. You guys are the ones that's committing the robbery. You guys are this. You guys are that. You see, and you can see they're going after right now. They're going after the undesirables of our nation. Right. To try to disguise their evil plot. Right. Like they're going after the homeless. They're going after the undocumented immigrants. These are people that, nobody is really paying much attention to. You see, so they're going after them first. But soon enough, they're going to start going after you regular citizen Israelites, man. All right. You citizens that are you Israelites that were born here in America. You might have a 9-to-5 job. You might be in college. Just a regular Joe Smo, Negro, Latino, and Native American. Pretty soon they're going to start going after you with these same plans, with these same agendas, man. OK. It's all a plan. It's all a part of the devil's agenda, man. All right. It says, quite frankly, I wish the president would give us a purge because we do not need to. We do need to purge these people. You see, these people, you Jakes, you Israelites, we need to purge you. OK. Yeah, they're disguising it right now with the homeless narrative. But hey, who's to say the devil won't direct that that plan and that agenda towards anybody that's on Section 8. Anybody that lives in the projects has to be purged. Anybody that don't want to get with the New World Order has to be purged. You see, they're what they're doing is they're getting people conditioned. They're getting people they're pretty much creating a society where the government executing people, right, is normal. Okay. All right. The government executing people is normal. This is why Donald Trump on the books, he signed a bunch of executive orders for, particular execution methods, such as the firing squad and the gas chamber. He signed that in. OK, meaning that if the government chooses to, all right, if they deem you a threat to society, all right, you can either face the firing squad penalty, which is where they line you up against the wall, and you probably have like three niggas with some goddamn machine guns, and they just light you up with a whole bunch of bullets, or the gas chamber method, to where they just stuff you in a goddamn room, all right, and they turn some goddamn fumes on, okay, and them fumes melt the skin off your body and pretty much burn you alive in that room. Okay, these are the methods that Donald Trump has signed into office. Okay, you see, so they're getting people ready and in condition, for the government to move forward with executing people on the spot. All right. It says Paris admitted that his suggestion for inducing mass deaths was harsh, but that it was his obligation as the mayor of the city of Lancaster to protect hardworking families that live here. Okay, a complete Satanist. All right, devil. All right, evil. Okay, evil. Let me get this scripture real quick. All right, never trust thine enemy. Okay, you Israelites, you forgot, man. You forgot that the so-called white man is your enemy, man. Okay, he gonna show you what's up in these latter days, man, for sure. This is Ecclesiasticus, Sirach 12:10. It says, never trust thine enemy. Okay, now when you go to Psalms 83, all right, it tells you who the number one enemy is. Okay, because it lists all of our enemies. And Esau is the number one. It mentions Esau number one. Okay. You weren't supposed to trust Esau, man. You got a lot of our people that are, involved in Hollywood. These niggas have signed contracts with the devil. OK, and then you wonder why they end up a lot of our people that go in Hollywood, they end up depressed. Their eyes is all sunk in. Their spirit is depleted. Nigga been in Hollywood for 10, 15 years, but he looked like a goddamn dried up raisin. OK, that's what happens when you get in league with the devil, man. It tells you in the book of Exodus, make no covenant with the heathen because it will surely be a snare unto you. You see, and our people have adopted a lifestyle to where not only they trust the devil, they've centered their whole life around being in league with Satan, being in league with Esau, man. Okay. So our people are about to realize that, Esau has never really changed. He's just been laying dormant. He's been playing the game smarter now. You see, it says, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching. Okay. And that's exactly what Esau does, man. All right. This guy, he's the mayor of a city. All right. So at some point, him being the mayor of the city, he had to be liked by the people. Right. He had to be someone that the people enjoyed to be around, a highly esteemed individual in the community. OK, that's Esau, humbling himself and going crouching and acting like he's just a neighborhood friendly guy. OK, it says, take good heed and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his wraths have not been altogether wiped away. You see? So basically saying that Esau is not going to change. Okay? Even though he puts on the persona that slavery was bad and I'm not racist. I feel like we're all the same people. Okay? But in the back of his mind, He still has that extermination mentality towards you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans. OK, he still wants to reign over you with an iron fist. OK, and Esau, he's slowly getting back to that, man. And a nigga like Donald Trump is the perfect fuel for a lot of these devils to come out of hiding and show who they really are. OK, let's get this last scripture right here. This is Obadiah verse 11 through 13. It says, and this just shows how Esau, OK, he kicks our people when they're down, because, you know, for him to go after the homeless. All right. I mean, those people, they can't defend themselves. A lot of them are cracked out of their mind. All right. A lot of them need therapy. A lot of them are psychotic. OK. Now, yeah, it is an misfortunate situation. You see. And yeah, a lot of them probably are wicked to the point to where they gotta, they probably should go back to the Father, because they on this side, they kind of ruined their life. Right. But Esau, he's somebody that'll see that and take full advantage of that. OK, he takes full advantage of that. He relishes in the moment of seeing our people in the worst state possible. And then here he comes to add insult to injury, man. OK, he's been doing that. All right. He was always there. Every time our nation fell. OK, Esau was always there. OK, creeping around. He was always in the bushes hiding. OK. And as soon as he see our people lose a little bit of their glory, here he come. He come marching in with his forces. OK, a complete devil, man. All right. Obadiah verse 11, it says, in the day that thou stoodest on the other side, in the day that the strangers carried away captive his forces, and foreigners entered into his gates and cast lots upon Jerusalem, even thou was as one of them. OK, it's talking about Esau, because that's what the book of Obadiah is about. It's about Esau. All right. It's only one chapter, all about Esau, the judgment of Esau and how wicked he is. OK, so it says, and cast lots upon Jerusalem, even thou was as one of them. Yeah. So when our people fell, OK, and our people got divided and separated as a nation, Esau was right there. OK, he was right there proposing different ideas on how to keep us on the bottom. OK, he was one of the nations, OK, that was kicking us while we was down, man. All right. Verse 12, it says, but thou shouldest not have looked on the day of thy brother in the day that he became a stranger. Neither shouldest thou have rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction. Yeah. And right now our people are in a destroyed state. But what is Esau doing? He looking upon us and he like, OK, how can I destroy y'all even more? Yeah, I want to fuck y'all up even more, man. You know what I mean? Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about. We're going to give y'all fentanyl. Now we're going to really put y'all to sleep. You see? He's always there, man. This is why he has to be put down and he got to go into slavery, man. All right. It says, neither shouldest thou have spoken proudly in the day of distress. Thou shouldest not have entered into the gate of my people in the day of their calamity. OK, in the day of their calamity. All right. These are the days of our calamity, man. All right. But you know what? Pretty soon. All right. In the very near future, we're going to get risen up, man. All right. We're going to get risen up through the elect remnant. OK, and the Lord is going to give us power to reign over the nations, man. All right. And Esau, he'll never be able to put his foot on us again, man. OK, we will be the top nation on the planet Earth, in the entire universe. We will be the top nation, man. All right. And when we receive that power, you Edomites are in some deep trouble, man. OK, you're in some real trouble, man, because we're not going to forget all of the atrocities you've done to us as a people, man. OK, we're not going to forget it, man. All right. Because it was your ass that was right there leading the charge to keep us destroyed. It says, yea, thou shouldest not have looked on their affliction in the day of their calamity. Yeah, the homeless. Okay, that our people that are homeless on the streets, they're afflicted, man. Those are the afflicted. Okay, we're all afflicted, but the homeless are even more afflicted, man. Okay, they don't have anything. All right. But just like sneaky Amalek, all right, when we was in the wilderness, all right, and we was marching through the land, you had Amalek that tried to attack the he tried to attack our nation, but he didn't go after the warriors. He didn't go after the strong young men. He went all the way to the back. All right. And he tried to attack the elderly, the women, the children. OK, that's what Esau do. He wait till you get weak. And then and that's when he turns it up on you, man. All right. It says, nor have laid hands on their substance in the day of their calamity. Yeah. So the Lord is telling them, like, you shouldn't have done these things, because this is why I'm going to bring you into judgment, man. All right. In a situation like this is the perfect example of that scripture right there, man. OK, so Lord willing, this was edifying. We give all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Shalom, shalom.